Hello and welcome back everybody to the channel. Join me in today's review and test drive of a new mghs Hybrid Plus. Before we go any further in the review, special thanks to Grand Auto and their MG dealership here in Zagreb for making this video possible. I will put all their info in the description below. So welcome back everybody. Like I said earlier, in today's review we have the new HS Hybrid Plus. I've tested this new generation of a mghs. It's a very stunning to look at family SUV with a luxury interior and premium details, but this particular model is a brand new in the lineup. It's a full hybrid variant. There is also a more powerful and also the pricier variant, the plug-in hybrid one. This one is powered by 1.5 liter petrol engine. Total power output is around 220 horsepower, so you get quite a lot of horsepower for a relatively small family SUV. Let's start this exterior walk around with a front end design and details. I'm a big fan of this current mghs design language. Very sporty, attractive, sharp lines with a large grille design, some type of metal details. Camera, of course, in the front. You'll see later we have 360-degree camera with a luxury model. Above that there is a MG logo. Very sleek design for the daytime running lights and headlights. These are projector lens, and the very cool design for the turn signals. I will put the lights on at the very end so you see those in action. Below that, fog lamps and front parking sensors. If we now go and take a closer look on a passenger side profile, classic compact SUV dimensions and proportions with a little bit sporty design on these last three quarters. Folding side mirrors with a luxury model. Again, more of those cameras underneath. Gloss black side mirrors with tinted rear windows. Always nice and premium touch, especially in the summer months. Keyless go system, of course, as you can see now. More cameras, and with the luxury model, two-tone wheel design with some type of gloss black inner sections, 19-inch in diameter. And now we come here at the rear end, or last three quarters, some type of small rear spoiler. More of that gloss black details as we saw with the B-pillars and side mirrors. Similar design approach on these wheel arches. This is the fuel filler cap for your petrol, of course, on a passenger side, and on a driver side here in the back. Just a Hybrid Plus detail indicates that this is a full hybrid variant. In the center again, MG logo. This LED strip works and looks really nice. More of that in a second. Below that there are rear parking sensors on a bumper, and above the license plate there is a rear camera. The one great detail here in the back, I don't know how much you can see, but we have a little bit of sun right now, is this some type of pearl metallic white exterior paint. Looks absolutely amazing, especially with a contrasting black interior. Let me know in the comment section what you think about the exterior design of a new mghs, and of course what would be your favorite exterior color. Now let's focus on the practicality. Underneath the MG logo there is a rubber button. You press it and the boot opens automatically, which is always nice premium touch. You can also close it electronically. Around 450 liters up to 510 you can get with the mghs. You can see now the boot opening is pretty wide, like with the most family-friendly SUVs. Some useful stuff. There is a flat floor. You can slide some heavier and larger items. Useful nets on a driver's side with some LED lights. This is your shelf. Of course you can remove it. You can fold down the rear seats 60/40, and I think you can get pretty flat floor if you do that. Also some little bit of nets on a passenger side. The nice thing is that all this area is covered in this some type of a textile material. Underneath the floor mat, little bit of extra storage. Now let's go and close it. We will check now the rear seats, the door opening angle, and of course now you can see the folding side mirrors. One thing I forgot to mention, blind spot monitoring system. With this luxury model you get all the safety systems you can imagine. So before I go and sit on these rear seats, this is the door opening angle, pretty wide, and one great benefit is that the doors cover the entire side profile, so when you have some muddy weather outside or rainy, It will prevent getting the dirt inside. We'll talk now a little bit about this design and materials, some contrasting, I would say, orange or maybe red stitching, metal details on this upper section, even though this is the rear seats, some softer materials, and of course this center part finished in some type of leather material. Now this is the view in, perforated center part and also here on the backrest. Similar design approach with the stitching as we saw with the door design, some orange or maybe even red details. With the luxury model you get the leather interior, isofix anchor points on each side, and of course the center armrest with 2 cup holders. And now welcome from a rear seats of this new MGHS. As you can see, this is the front row. I put this driver seat on my ideal sitting position. I'm about 184 centimeters, 79 kilograms. This is my knee room and my foot room. If I sit dead straight, I have no problem for my headroom. Couple of interesting details worth mentioning, because this is a compact SUV. It's very easy to get in and out, and as we can see now, the door opening angle is pretty wide. You will probably buy this particular or this type of vehicles if you need to carry kids in the back. Kids will be more than fine. But a couple of practical features: LED lights on each side with some hooks. And behind the driver's seat and also the passenger the passenger front seat, you have this useful storage. Speaking about storage, on these rear doors you can put maybe 1/2 liter bottle, and there are air vents here in the back with a couple of USB charging ports. And now welcome from a passenger front seat. First thing first, the getting in and out is very easy. You sit a little bit higher, more higher of course than in the standard city hatchback. That is probably the 95% of potential buyers would definitely appreciate. But let's focus now on the design and the materials. Some softer details on the upper section, a little bit of gloss black, piano black detail on this center part, 1 large air vent, more of that contrasting stitching with a similar, some type of rubber leathery material, but it looks really nice. Some shortcuts for the center infotainment system, more of that a little bit later. Couple of air vents below that, USB charging ports, couple of air vents, and this is the gear selector. Behind that there is a storage and the center armrest, similar stitching design. You can open it, it reveals a little bit of extra storage underneath. This is the glove box. You open it with a press of a button, nice in size. Couple of practical features: vanity mirrors with LED lights and couple of those here on this center part. One nice and a little bit premium touch is that you have this frameless rear view mirror. And now welcome from a driver's seat. As you can probably tell, the car is running very sharp graphics in front of me with a digital dots of course and the traffic sign recognition system. You'll see later when I go and show you the parking maneuver that this particular model comes packed with safety systems and camera, which is very useful in the city and urban environment. Couple of interesting details: another air vent here on a far left. This is the steering wheel, very familiar with the MG models and their steering wheels, perforated this on this left and right. These buttons are still physical buttons, which is great to feel and hear in the 2025 of course. This is now the center infotainment system, very familiar with the new MGHS. You control it all via touchscreen, some useful shortcuts below that. The great thing is this home screen. You have a couple of these shortcuts, I would say: navigation, radio, climate control, and so on, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. These are practically the 95% stuff that you will use of course on your daily driving. This is the navigation, so I can show you where we are here in Zagreb West. If we go now back, radio, you can change over here. Let's go back. Climate control, again very easy to control because you have this very wide, I think it's around 12-inch in diameter, this center infotainment system. Now if I go here and press this car, you can see all your settings for the car. MG Pilot, this is very useful. All the safety systems, as you can see, there are tons of it, which is great because now you can, this is the family friendly SUV. This is your instrument cluster, you can change Here we have now the navigation, smart drive. This is something interesting. So yeah, I will leave it as it was on a basic speed. So I will not go through all details, of course, of this center infotainment system, just for you some basic info. You can check it and let me know in the comment section in general what you think about the interior design of this new generation MGHS. I'm a big fan of the interior design, but also the exterior. I think it looks absolutely amazing, very sporty, sleek design, and of course with this luxury trim model you get all the safety systems and of course the luxury bits such as leather seats and so on. Leather seats, upgraded sound system, 360-degree camera and so on. Before we go for a test drive, I'll put the lights on and I will put the hazard lights on so you can see those in action. And one thing I forgot to mention with the interior, worth mentioning definitely, of course, this is a nice luxury detail. You have the fully electronically operated front seats, not only the driver one but also the passenger one. Now let's go and check the lights in action with LED turn signals, completely new design, very cool to look at, I have to say. And let's go now and check the side mirrors, some type of Y shape, and as I promised you earlier, very interesting design, sleek and modern for the daytime running lights and also the headlights. And welcome now to a short test drive of this new 2025 MGHS Hybrid Plus. This is a full hybrid, like I said earlier, 1.5 liter petrol engine, total power output, a little bit more than 220 horsepower. There is also a more powerful, I think 270 horsepower plug-in hybrid variant. Before we go for a short test drive, I did some test kilometers from a dealership and here to a parking lot, so I can tell you my initial thoughts. First thing first, let's talk a little bit about the seating position, which is great. This is a compact SUV, so you have a great view out in front of you. You can see everything. Left and right, the side mirrors are absolutely massive, especially for a relatively small vehicle like this one. You will see another benefit with these large side mirrors. Overall boxy design, you can see everything. With the seating position, this center part here on the doors is very soft, so it's ideal for my elbows. Similar approach with the center armrest. And I've said earlier, and especially in my other MG reviews, that I'm a big fan of this steering wheel and its design because you have this digital dials behind it. This flat upper section and the lowest part, it indicates you can see everything very nicely, and this some type of perforated part, it looks really sporty and a premium. Now, before we go for a test drive, I will show you the parking characteristics or maneuvering with this model. I said earlier the large side mirrors, but there is one additional benefit with this. If I now go and press into reverse, you will see the folding operation for the side mirrors. Not only this left one, but also the right one. This is a big thing, especially with the parking maneuvering. You have the rear parking sensors, camera, bird eye view, and also there is a folding operation with the side mirrors, which is great. You can see now on the center infotainment system some type of bird eye view camera and the rear camera. If I go now into drive, you will see it says over here it's front camera, and again in the back it says rear camera, so you don't get confused which camera you are looking at. Now let's go quickly pretend that we're going to park. You have these lines indicates your steering operation. And now if I go into drive, let's go and pretend we want to park in this position over here. And you can see now it says 120 centimeters. This is absolutely phenomenal technology, especially with this compact SUV class. Now we'll go for a short test drive here around the block and of course back to a dealership. Couple of interesting details I would like to point out, worth mentioning with the driving characteristics. A couple of details we need to discuss. First thing first is the brake pedal feel, which is common to with the most hybrids, plug-in hybrids, that you have that little bit artificial feel when you are braking. And also the suspension, because of the batteries, suspension sometimes can be pretty harsh. The suspension in this particular model, we saw earlier, it comes with the 19-inch wheels with quite a lot of meat on the outside elements of the tires. The tires are pretty meaty, which is great, especially in this urban environment when we have quite a lot of potholes and bumps and so on. Having the tires that can cope with those environment, and the suspension overall is relatively soft, I have no complaints with the suspension. Also with the brake pedal, and the brake pedal feel in general pretty normal, pretty common, like you are driving the basic petrol powered or maybe even diesel powered engine. So what is my conclusion or my final thoughts with this new Hybrid Plus variant of a mghs model? I'm a big fan of this model in general. Sporty design, luxury details, especially with the luxury trim. I always say with my MG reviewers, if you can, go ahead, upgrade with the luxury trim model, because you get really nice details such as leather interior, upgraded surround system, and some tech features, and the overall price is not too high. With this model, with the mghs lineup in general, I would highly recommend, if you are living in the urban environment and you don't have the capacity to charge your SUV at home, go ahead and stick with this Hybrid Plus variant. You will save quite a lot of money on a petrol, because this is a very fuel efficient system, especially in the urban environment. I'm sorry that I cannot say you how fuel efficient it is, because this is a new test or demo vehicle and this is very short test drive. But overall, the full hybrid systems are very fuel efficient, especially in some type of urban environment. If you can, of course, and you can pay a little bit of extra and you can charge it, you can of course spec to a more powerful but also more economical plug-in hybrid variant. But for 90% of people, I think this would be more than adequate. Overall, I'm a big fan of this particular model, especially with this new full hybrid powertrain. Before I go and wrap this video, big thanks again to Grand Auto and their MG dealership for making this video possible. I will put all their info in the description below. Thank you so much for watching this video. Wish you all a very nice day.